Well, hello, another Kia Soul video on my channel. Today we're going to be replacing starter on 2017 Kia Soul with 2-liter engine, and I just got lucky. Barely made it here. After 16 tries of cranking this car, it ended up cranking. So I hurry up, came here, grab the starter from AutoZone for $243, which I think so it's a ridiculous price for just regular starters, and there's really nothing special about the starter. But only AutoZone have this starter in stock in the entire city, so gotta pay the price of $243, and also charge $40 core fee. I'll post the part number on the screen. So for you to replace the starter on this vehicle, I've seen some other videos out there. It's really nothing crazy about it. You don't need to remove anything, just from the bottom. First, you will need to go ahead and remove the battery, the battery terminal. So we're gonna disconnect our negative cable, and I'm going to also disconnect the positive, because you still have a chance to accidentally touch the positive cable and accidentally short it. So when I do stuff like that, I always like to remove both terminals. So let's go ahead and take them off. And on the bottom, there is a whole panel that need to be removed for you to get to the starter. All right, you have to remove entire splash guard. It will get you right to your starter. Just remove every single screw that you find out there. So for example, there's one right there. There is a one over there in that pocket right there as well. So just take them all off, and you're gonna just drop this whole splash guard down, and you will see the starter right at the top, and it's only holding by 2 bolts. So let's get right to it. Okay, just want to show it to you closely how your starter sits. Basically, it sits down like this. This is your solenoid, and for example, if you're at the front of the vehicle, right, it sits actually directly like this, right? The starting point's right here, the gears right here. You have to disconnect your harness and your positive cable right here. Matter of fact, let's go ahead and take this down. Prepare this for installation by removing this nut. There's a couple of washers here comes with it, right? So we're gonna take this off first, and the whole starter holds by just 2 bolts, and they're 14 millimeter, and they actually hold from this side, not from that side, just like kind of from this side. They are kind of attached to your transmission body. So one screw is going to be directly on the bottom, very easy to access. Another one is going to be a little bit hiding. It's going to be above your transmission, right? So if you're like in the back of the vehicle, that's how it's gonna, from the inside, that's how it's gonna look like. Directly on the top, it's kind of tight to get there, so hopefully I'll be able to bring you that footage how to remove the topper bolt. But other than that, that's pretty simple replacement. So let's get right to it. Okay, so what we're doing here under the engine bay, we're gonna remove this clip right here, this kind of mount that holds these wires. Not sure what happened with this wire. It's just kind of hanging here loose. This vehicle being an accident, so maybe yours will be somehow attached. I'll probably zip tie this somehow later after I finish, but just obviously if this is attached somewhere, remove this out of the way, get this little mount out of the way. We're gonna go ahead and disconnect this harness right here. Just in a second I'm gonna do this. We're gonna unscrew the positive cable that down there and start to removing our screw. The first screw you see right here, and another one directly on the top, and this is your transmission body right here. Is basically holds and attached to your transmission. Okay, so let's go and get right to it. Hopefully I can bring this footage. It's kind of tight here. Okay, so it is a problem. I cannot remove this screw, this positive screw, because it seats so bad to solenoid, and I think so it's even broke off from the inside. So if this has happened, it's not a big deal. We're just gonna remove and drop this entire starter down, and you have this positive wire right here that is pretty long. It's right there. This is your positive cable that goes in there. It's just gonna drop down, and I'll be able to take a closer look on it, what's going on with this positive bolt right there. Alright, to remove your upper bolt, as you see the way how I placed my wrench, basically all up in there behind this transmission. Actually, it's on top of the transmission technically. And to do so, my wrench, you just push it down. But as you see how my wrenches have a potential to hit the fan, which actually is not a perfect size. So if you have a smaller wrench, it will work perfectly. And now to take this off, you just basically push this down to break the bolt loose, and that's it. Here we go. So once again, as you see, this is your lower bolt, and up there this is your top bolt. And I didn't remove the lower bolt just so you can have some lever when you're breaking the bolt. And now you can literally just keep going like that with the wrench, and later remove it with your finger. And the whole starter should drop down with no problem. We're gonna take a look at that positive wire, what happened with it. It completely rusted out. Here you go, this is your bolts. That's how they look like. And as you see, they just go in through the body, through the assembly of transmission, and holds this starter. Alright, here we go. Our starter. Not supposed to really hang by the wire like that, by the cable, but it's okay, it is what it is. And this is our bolt that I had a problem with removing it. So we're gonna see right now if I can actually take this off and what is going on here. And as you see, seems like the whole post is broke off. The thing is still kind of hot, so I decided to put gloves on. But it seems like I'll have to cut this whole bolt off, and that's gonna be a pain in the butt. Alright, well, this was a very unusual situation. I just grabbed my electric Zaza and I literally cut this bolt off, and it's actually made out of copper, so it was pretty easy to cut. And as you see, I cut it very carefully so I don't have to, so I didn't damage actually a wire. Everything looks perfect. And now I just need to I recommend you to put a little sandpaper here, just sand it off, clean it really good, and you're ready to install a new starter. Let's get right to it. And just for you to remember, these actually bolts have different size, just a little bit, just a little bit. So just remember, the longer bolt goes on the top of your starter and the short one on the bottom. Alright, was a tough one to do with all the camera, so I just did it off the camera. I just tied these bolts, nothing special about it. Now we just need to plug in our positive cable right here, tie that positive cable with a new knot that is provided, and we can go and just plug this in right here. I'm just gonna do this right now. Just plug that, don't forget to plug that, very important. And don't forget obviously to tie this bracket right here back to where it was, so nothing will be dangling here. And I'm gonna do something with the wire of the camera, probably just gonna zip tie this. Alright, don't forget to put back on your positive cable like that, and I just unplug this harness again just so I can tie that bolt. So don't forget to plug that, very important, just like that. We're gonna install our mount bracket. I'm just gonna do this off the camera, and that's it. Alright, if you are curious to see how I mount this wire, and it actually was already there, there's just little clips was there, broke off, and I guess somebody just replaced them but never put them back into the mounting bracket. But basically this is how it's going to look like on your vehicle if this wire is not broke off like it was in this case. But now so it looks very nice and pretty, everything tight, and only what we need to do now is just to install our water splash cover under the bottom of the engine. Alright, moment of truth, let's go and crank this up. Now don't start right away, since the battery was powered off, your system was powered off. Just let it load, and as you see it's been about 5 minutes already. I let it set for about 5 minutes, so let the system load and everything. And now we're just gonna go and crank it up, see how it's gonna work. It should work right away. Oh yeah, see we have RPMs down there, so everything working just fine, and it cranked right away. Go try it again. Oh yeah. Guys, if you have any questions, please leave them in the comment section below, and as always, thank you for watching.